What's going on out there, YouTube? John the Laser Blue Junkie coming back at you again. So I wanted to make this video to basically say how I got scammed on eBay. You're probably going to see the title that says I got scammed on eBay and everything like that. Don't think for 1 second that this is clickbait or anything like that. I'm actually going to tell you how I got scammed on eBay, but how I actually was able to get my money back, so to speak, due to some vigilance and a lot of persistence. So I'll set up the story for you real quick. On September 25th, I purchased a PlayStation 4. Now, those of you wondering why did I get a PS4? Well, one of my favorite video games of all time is Shenmue. And of course, they're going to be releasing Shenmue 3 on the PS4. So I finally decided to break down and get a PS4 because I know that that game is going to come out. So yeah, whatever. You know, that's the whole point. Whatever. So I bought a Spider-Man limited edition PS4 off of a brand new seller who had a 0% feedback and a 0 rating for $490. Now, normally I wouldn't do anything that dumb, so to speak, but, you know, I was a new seller on eBay at one time, and I figured, you know, maybe I'll give this guy a chance. You know, he had, you know, pictures and all this other stuff, so I gave him a shot. So 3 days go by and I don't get a shipping notification. You know, I bought this on a Wednesday, and then like the weekend passes, I get nothing. And then like October comes, I think I want to say October 1st comes along, and all of a sudden I get a shipping notification. So I'm like, cool, this guy actually shipped out my PlayStation 4. Awesome. And he was supposed to ship it parcel select. So I end up not receiving anything until I believe like the second Monday in October. I don't remember what the exact day is. So I get a shipping notification, or I get a package delivered notification. So I look on my front porch and there's nothing there. So luckily my postal carrier, who I'm actually really cool with, he's actually a friend of mine, he's down the street from me. So I drive down to, you know, where he's at, and I ask him, hey, did you just, you know, drop off a package to my house, or do you have a package on the truck? And he tells me, no, I don't have anything on the truck. I never dropped anything off to your house. I'm like, okay, that's really weird, because I showed him this tracking number and it said that, hey, you got something delivered to your house. So what he ends up doing is, because he's part of the postal service, he can take my tracking number and he can use a GPS signal and he can figure out, you know, where this item was dropped off at. Turns out the item in question was dropped off about 8 blocks from my house. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, go on over there, pick it up. Maybe something happened. I don't know what. I get a knock on the door about 30 minutes later, and it's one of the supervisors from the post office. She ends up she shows me an empty envelope. Okay, I kid you not, an empty envelope. So I look at this envelope, and sure enough, my tracking number and the tracking number on the envelope are a 100% match. No ifs, ands, or buts. So it turns out that this quote-unquote seller sent an empty envelope to an abandoned business in my hometown, because the reason they did this is because if any of you are familiar with eBay, if you are eBay sellers or anything like that, maybe once or twice, you know, you have sold something to somebody and then the item shows delivered, and then all of a sudden you get a notification that says someone's opening up a case against you saying that the item never got delivered. And then all you have to do is upload the tracking number, and then it shows, boom, it was delivered, and then they close the case in your favor. Well, that's what this guy was trying to do to me. That was his scam. He sends an empty envelope to an abandoned business, it shows delivered, and then if I were to try to contest it, all he would have to do is upload the tracking information, show that it was delivered, and then boom, I'm out almost $500 for a PlayStation 4. But what this, you know, scamming seller did not expect was that I'm friends with my postal carrier. I'm cool with him. I have his phone number. So I end up, you know, calling eBay customer service. I explain my situation. I tell them, hey, this is what's going on and everything like that. And then they want me to file a police report. I'm like, okay, fine. I file the police report, whatever. So I come to find out that, you know, my police department, I live in a very small town, by the way, so police reports are very few and far between from where I live. So I go to my police department today, 5 days after I file the report, and they don't have anything for me. I'm like, okay, whatever, it's cool. So I end up calling eBay this afternoon, actually yesterday afternoon, because it's now Tuesday. So I called them yesterday afternoon, and, you know, I tell them, hey, I'm going to need an extension on this police report, yada, yada, yada. But then luckily I talked to somebody on eBay who actually cares about my cause, who actually cares about the fact that I've been ripped off for $490. So he actually digs a little bit deeper into what's been going on with me. Long story short, too late, he comes back on the phone with me and he says, look, I've researched your tracking number, and I'm going to give you a refund because what was sent to you was a first class envelope, and first class only applies to something that's 13 ounces and under, whereas what you purchased should have been well over 9 pounds, and that should have been sent either priority mail or parcel select. So thanks to a really good guy who worked at eBay, he figured out that I got scammed and he instantly refunded my money, and I'm just so happy that I'm not out $490. So the reason I'm making this video and telling it to you guys is that, you know, yes, you can maybe buy something from somebody who's a first-time seller, but at the same time, if it's a really high-dollar item, you know, maybe you want to, you know, take a second look, or research it in your mind before you decide to pull the trigger like I did, because not everybody can be trusting, and you know, you may not be as lucky as I got, and you may be out a heavy amount of money for something that, you know, you can't help, you know. So let this be a lesson to anyone out there who shops on eBay. Research any seller that you have before you purchase something. Luckily, I do have a PS4 right now. I bought a brand new one from a reputable seller who had a 100% positive feedback, and I got it within a couple of days, and everything turned out fine. So, like I said, lesson learned on my end. I messed up. I should have never done what I did, but at the same time, I could have gotten screwed out of $490 had I not been fortunate enough to know the people that I know and got this situation cleared up as quick as I did. So hope you all enjoyed this video. Sorry it's not an update video or anything like that, but this was just to let people know out there that scammers on eBay do exist, and just be vigilant and watch out what you're doing. So as always, keep it spinning. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.